Welcome back to Wrestling Flash. In this WWE and all things wrestling video we are going to look at WWE destroys Elias return as Ezekiel, Brock Lesnar's return date leaked, Vince McMahon punishing Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, find out why, and more. WWE destroys Elias return as Ezekiel. Elias made his long-awaited WWE return on the Raw after WrestleMania 38 and looked almost unrecognizable as he unveiled his new character. Elias' brother Ezekiel appeared to interrupt Kevin Owens' promo, and the nature of his reintroduction on television has been ridiculed online. During this week's episode of Sportskeeda Wrestling's Legion of Raw, Vince Russo raised doubts about whether WWE deliberately designed the Raw angle to make Elias look bad. I've got to ask myself the question, was this by design, so the crowd CRP on it? Was this 1000% by design because, bro, there is a right way to do something, and there is a wrong way. This is the wrong way to do this, bro. While Vince Russo was aware of specific backstage details regarding the creative plans for Elias, he didn't want to reveal them and risk attracting backstage heat to the superstar. There are certain things I can't say here because I don't want to get the talent in any hot water, said Russo. Let me just put it that way. The bottom line is, they don't know how to do anything. They don't know how to do anything. Russo said WWE should not have revealed Elias' new identity on his first night back on the Red brand. Instead, Vince stated that the company could have had him not respond to questions relating to his transformation. The former WWE head writer believes that creating the aforementioned mystery would have grabbed fans' attention towards a potentially good payoff. The whole idea behind this, bro, should be, wait a minute, is it, isn't it? And on day one, he should not come out and say, I'm not Elias, I'm Ezekiel. It should be a mystery. There should be a mystery where they think it's Elias. What's going on here? Why did you make this change? And he doesn't comment, explained Russo. That's where they are missing it, bro. There has to be a reason and a story, and now we're hooked because now we're waiting to hear from him. Is this Elias? But no, the first minute, I'm Ezekiel. What are your reactions to Elias' new persona? Sound off in the comments section below. Unfortunate update on Alexa Bliss WWE future following WrestleMania. Where was Alexa Bliss during WrestleMania 38 weekend? WWE held its biggest event of the year over the weekend in Dallas, Texas. But one of their most popular superstars wasn't on the show. Former Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss. According to Mike Johnson of PW Insider, Bliss wasn't in Dallas for WrestleMania 38 weekend, but WWE had no problem recreating Alexa's playground at WWE Superstore Access and charged the WWE Universe to take photos in it. With the WWE Women's Division on Raw and SmackDown looking kind of slim at the moment, the fact that a healthy Bliss hasn't been seen on WWE programming since the Elimination Chamber Premium Live event is very unfortunate. With Little Miss Bliss' contract reportedly not set to expire until at least 2024. The multi-time WWE Women's Champion doesn't have many other options other than to wait for WWE to bring her back to television. On Monday morning following WrestleMania 38, Bliss posted a cryptic tweet on social media that suggested she's ready to become vocal in order to get back on WWE Raw or SmackDown, tweeting out, "If the sticky wheels always get in the grease, I'm totally devoted to disturbing the peace, and I'll do it all again when I get it done until I become your number one. No method to the madness and no means of escape gonna break every rule, I'll bend them all out of shape," Alexa Bliss tweeted. Brock Lesnar's return date after WrestleMania 38 loss to Roman Reigns leaked. A backstage note on Brock Lesnar has come out following his big WrestleMania loss to Roman Reigns in a winner-take-all match. Brock Lesnar met arch-rival Roman Reigns in the main event of WrestleMania 38, with both the WWE title and the Universal title on the line. In the end, the Tribal Chief hit a spear on Lesnar and pinned him to become the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. PW Insider has now shared some backstage notes on Lesnar after his loss to Reigns at WrestleMania 38. Sources told PW Insider that Lesnar wasn't backstage at Raw after WrestleMania. He immediately flew back home after losing the WWE title to Reigns at the Show of Shows. The Beast Incarnate will make his return to WWE TV very soon. He is scheduled to appear at WWE WrestleMania Backlash as well as WWE Money in the Bank. The same was reported by Dave Meltzer a while ago. Lesnar is booked for 2 of the next 3 PPV shows. WrestleMania Backlash on 5/8 in Providence. Ryan Money in the Bank at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas on 7/2. Wrote Meltzer. Lesnar has had a busy schedule ever since making his WWE return at SummerSlam 2021. Following his return, the former WWE champion has been making regular appearances on WWE TV, barring a few exceptions. Over the past few months, he has won the WWE title, the Royal Rumble, and the Elimination Chamber match before losing to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 38. It remains to be seen when Lesnar can make his comeback to WWE television amidst speculation of who his next opponent is going to be. Logan Paul hits back at those who call WWE fake. Social media star Logan Paul has reacted to those who call pro wrestling fake. The Maverick competed at WrestleMania this past weekend alongside The Miz. Along with the likes of Pat McAfee and Bad Bunny, Logan Paul is one of the many celebrities who have recently stepped between the ropes of a WWE ring. The YouTuber's in-ring debut at WrestleMania 38 was appreciated by fans worldwide. This past Saturday, Logan teamed up with The Miz to take on the team of Rey and Dominic Mysterio. Speaking on his podcast, Impulsive, Paul took aim at those who label pro wrestling as fake. The boxer also highlighted the punishment he endured in his match at WrestleMania Night 1. It is electric when there is someone you love in that ring and doing those moves. By the way, I didn't practice any of those moves. That surface is hard. It is not bouncy. It is not a trampoline. There is no give. It is plywood. It's wood. Wrestling is fake. Shut the FK up. I am sore. The left side of my body kills me right now. Those are real slams. They hurt. In practice even, doing those moves, you're going to compromise your body ahead of the match. Due to his athletic background, Paul's impressive performance in the ring at the Show of Shows came as little to no surprise for the WWE Universe. However, his ability to connect with the crowd is one aspect that stands out from other celebrities who have competed in the company. The build-up to the Mysterios vs. Miz and Logan Paul consisted of the A-lister and the YouTube star being overly disrespectful. Paul even wore Rey's mask on Raw after The Miz unmasked Mysterio. After all the humiliation caused by Paul and Miz, fans were hoping that Rey and Dominic would deliver some well-deserved punishment to their opponents at WrestleMania. However, the heel duo would come out on top after Miz hit Rey with the skull-crushing finale to pick up the win. After the contest, The Miz would surprisingly betray his tag team partner by attacking Logan. Although Paul does not have a confirmed return date, a one-on-one match against The Miz may be on the cards somewhere down the line. WWE punishing Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch suffered losses in their respective WrestleMania 38 matches. Vince Russo has now come out and questioned whether WWE was deliberately punishing the couple while breaking down the latest Raw episode on Sportskeeda Wrestling's post-show review. On last week's Legion of Raw, Russo explained why Vince McMahon might be done with Becky Lynch owing to her comments on Stone Cold Steve Austin's show. The former Raw Women's Champion admitted that wrestling was not the most important thing in the world for her after the birth of her child. The former WWE writer speculated on whether she had fallen out of favor with the higher-ups as Vince McMahon allegedly does not like talents whose priority isn't the business. Russo stated that Lynch doing the job at WrestleMania 38 to Bianca Belair could indicate her backstage standing within the company. This is the thing where I don't know if they are purposely doing it, revealed Vince Russo. Bro, remember last week's show? Here's what I said, if Becky does the job, then you've got to ask yourself the question, why did they cut Becky's hair? So, bro, again, I'm going to go back to the Stone Cold podcast where Becky said, wrestling isn't the most important thing in her life anymore. What has happened since then? Bro, cut her hair. Now she has been stripped of the title, and now she is not even on tonight's show. Russo also touched upon Seth Rollins' defeat to Cody Rhodes and wondered if some of the heat had rubbed off on the former WWE champion. Vince said Rollins looked upbeat during his brief moment with Rhodes on Raw despite losing to him at the Showcase of the Immortals. I'm really starting to wonder, is Seth Rollins now lumped into that? Continued Russo. But now I'm asking myself, are they punishing Seth without him really realizing it and knowing what's going on? Because like I said, bro, today when he came out, he couldn't care less about losing that match last night. Seth Rollins' handshake with the American Nightmare has been perceived in some circles as a babyface turn for the Messiah. But it's still too soon to ascertain WWE's creative direction. The company could be leaning towards having an extended rivalry between Rollins and Cody Rhodes, and most fans would not argue against witnessing a rematch of their WrestleMania classic. As for Becky Lynch, the six-time women's champion did not appear on the Raw after WrestleMania. However, she did send out a blatant threat to a WWE Hall of Famer on social media before the episode. Lynch could continue her feud with Belair, but that too should be known once big-time Bex returns to WWE television. What are your predictions for Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch's immediate futures? Share them in the comments section below.